I want to see a real close game 3. I don't know if Soar's going to be able to beat this squad. I mean, Panthera are just so amazing because it's not even just their individual mechanics, right? Where they're all top 3 in each of their roles. Their intelligence is so high as well. Their shot calling, their planning, everything is so well prepared. Panthera on their interviews and such have been saying, oh yeah, you know, we kind of feel that this is a pretty lax tournament. It's not going to go towards Worlds. It's really about the money, which is $250,000. It's a lot, but they just kind of feel good about it and have fun. I think they're lying. So I think they've put a lot of prep and practice into this one.
It does feel it that way as well. Hurriwind though, in the mid lane with the Giannis. Do we want to see him pick up something else?
I want to first pick Raijin. Honestly,
Raijin?
It's keep it out of the hands of Yammyn. It's something Hurriwind's incredibly comfortable with.
Wait. But if you do that, if they are first pick and they do pick Raijin, you give adapting Thor. Do you really want to do that?
You could ban out Thor. You can leave Guan up and maybe look to pick it up for Jigz. It's not something he's really played. It's not something Baskin plays, but I mean, sometimes you just have to adapt. It's land. It's a new meta. You need to come prepared, and when your plans go out the window, you got to switch it up. You can't have a plan go wrong and just be like hands up in the air like, well, I don't know what to do now.
Picks and bans, game 3, 1 win away is Panthera right now from holding up that trophy you just saw. So they need to go back-to-back-to-back wins against the world champions to have that opportunity.
Nemesis banned away, and we do have a switch in sides. Something to note. And this could be Soar still looking for the Raijin and kind of expecting Panthera to not first pick it, I would imagine.
And that's going to be the story. What are the bans going to be now that they've switched sides? Well, Nemesis still banned by Panthera. Ao Kwang still banned by Soar. These are still the same things. Susano now by Panthera again. Now the question is, now that Soar is second pick, do Panthera pick Thor for themselves here?
It's possible.
Or do they want the Raijin?
I think we could see Thor picked up and then immediately a Raijin on the other side with the Sobek. Homiefe seems pretty happy about this. This is, I think, exactly what Soar wanted to do.
And Homiefe's like, yay, I don't have to play Thor again. To be fair, he's been pretty consistent with this god, even though he's missed. He started off the games very slow, but once he's got online, he started to hit them. And there's the Raijin from Hurriwind.
This is so intelligent coming out from Soar. I mean, Hurriwind just hasn't been able to show up so far on the Giannis. Game 2 was a little bit different, where the entire team got behind Raijin. All his abilities are incredibly easy to hit. Also, we've seen the setup possible, and it looks like Soar's just like, all right, we know what you're doing, Panthera. Now we're going to do it.
Apollo, though, this time for emiltoo. Is that a Zhong lock-in? It is, you know, Zhong. And right now, though, don't 100% guarantee that he's going to Yammyn. It could go solo.
It's possible.
Unlikely, but could do.
So this is the thing, right? Panthera have been able to not show off too many strategies that they've planned for land. The only thing we've seen is the double hunter composition, which is something that they ran at Worlds as well. They don't typically run it during the split as a land meta that they like. I think because Yammyn feels more comfortable with 0 ping on hitting his auto attacks and abilities.
I was going to say, I wanted to see Osiris potentially locked in right now for Soar against the Zhong. Very, very strong at reducing the amount of damage he does because of tether as well. But instead, they've got Metyankey, his Ho Yi. We saw some of the plays he can make off. He got a triple shot yesterday that was out of this world up against enemy.
See, Soar almost trying to steal Panthera's composition, and
I think the composition right now.
I know. I think Panthera know how to play against it. I mean, this is something that they made. This is something that they developed, and something that worked obviously in the past 2 games. Soar here looking to ban away. Probably going to target out some solo laners, I would imagine. Could be supports as well. They already have the Bacchus. Keep iRaffer off his game.
Sobek taken out. Well, to be fair, iRaffer can play Sobek, but he's not one of his biggest go-tos this season.
I think we could see Ares.
Ares?
I think we could see Ares here. Really good against the Raijin, Bacchus, and Ho Yi.
Yeah, it makes perfect sense.
All that rely on their jumps.
Well, Soar should recognize that, and maybe they will actually ban that one away as well. We'll find out, because Baskin does get the counter pick option in solo lane here as well to take into account there, and that's why you see the Vamana ban straight away coming out from Panthera. They're still respecting that situation.
I love it. I love it. Have to ban the Ares. I mean, not only is it really good setup because you burn the purification for the Thor, or the Thor could burn the purification for the Ares, but also you have to be careful. You don't want to group up against a Zhong, and Ares is going to pull you right in.
I mean, we could even see a Geb come out from Raffer here.
It's possible. We haven't...
Geb with this composition is pretty damn
Geb and
good.
Khepri, Geb specifically fell off so much at the beginning of the split. He was picked up a little bit. Jigz was one of the players that was willing to play him, but he just doesn't bring enough for a lot of teams and has to rely on the blink in a lot of situations to get in.
And with an Apollo, though, for
Naja.
There's a Naja, the first one we've seen of this tournament. And it's been a long time since we've seen it. In regular season, picked up a lot. All of a sudden, disappeared away from the meta, but now Soar have gone back to it for Homiefe.
And Amaterasu locked in, which means Zhong is going in the mid, and you called it, Geb locked in for iRaffer.
I just felt with the composition they ran there, Apollo can push this lane very well against Houyi solo anyway, and Geb shields onto a Zhong so important, as well as when Thor dunks in, Adapting can go even deeper now, knowing that his teammate can get him out of trouble if he does get hit. And the shield's just before a Najero, thank you very much.
And it is going to be the Osiris locked in. Really good counter to Zhong specifically. Can do well against Geb. Not only can you jump and stop his knockup, but the tether. There's nothing Zhong can do to get away from it unless he picks up a sprint.
Well, the funny thing is Geb is also not too bad against Osiris. Knockups is one of the biggest things to deal with in Osiris, to give him some peel for the enemy team, to get up for your team to get away from him. So Geb's not really a bad pick at all. And honestly, when I was looking at Rafa's God pull and thinking about it more, it's one of the only ones I could really see him going to in this composition.
I mean, you could look for a Ymir, but that'd be so dangerous into Soar's comp. That's like his only, that's like his other guy. I'm not saying it's a good idea, I'm saying that's like one of his only other guys.
Sylvanas, Geb, Athena, he could play, but his Athena's
he doesn't ever, no, he doesn't really play Athena.
He has, and that's when he's lost games.
Not good, I'm sorry.
He has picked it up, but now Panthera up 2-0. There's their lineup against Thor, who, like we said, they have to win 3 in a row, and that's why they've pulled out the Najar now and made sure Metyankey's on a comfortable god. And the funny thing is, last time Thor were behind against enemy, they made sure Metyankey got a comfortable god, and this time they've done the same thing. But not only that, Hurriwind now has the Raijin, something that he performed very well on yesterday.
And I think this Raijin is going to be so much better for Soar. We saw how dominant it could be. Also has a pretty good matchup against Thor. We saw it used against Homie multiple times where he jumps down, right? He Berserker's Barrage, or tries to hammer away, and you can hit the taunt and then just get max damage off of that.
Game 3 underway in the finals here. We're going to go straight in screen with Rafa on the Geb. He's going to start things off with Watcher's Gift and Boots, and just 2 wards in his inventory so we can get out of the base here and get him down quick. Got to be a little bit careful early on just in case he gets engaged, because Baskin could really impact a Rafa here.
Oh, and Homie going to find Rafa. Rafa says, no, and walks over to the left-hand side. He wanted to get a ward down, and it looks like he was able to get one at the mid-Harpies, and he's going to go ward on the left side as well. Just get full vision. He wants to know where Soar's starting, because he did see Soar invade against enemy early on.
Those 2 plays in mid right now, emiltoo and Baskin, definitely the 2 that I'd expect to see doing this. And emiltoo just won. He won the game. First hit of the competition.
Right now, Met watched that happen. Met's like, do you understand what that means?
Baskin's like, what? What's that about?
Okay, I mean, the first auto of the game, when it's a hunter, means GG. It's over, especially if it's after minion spawn, it doesn't count. Before minions, you get that first auto, game over. I mean, they should be spamming the GG emote at this point.
Baskin would be like, don't worry about it, man. I'm just going to dominate Melee as per usual.
I'm just going to dominate Dimi, right? The Undying, apparently, but I mean, until he ran into North America.
Dominate Dimi this game, maybe, especially in the lane matchup. But Dimi's played this to be dominated. He's been expected to most of these games.
He's been into 3 losing matchups. Baskin's got a lead, but honestly, Soar haven't been able to utilize them as much as they want. Game 1, they were,
but
game 2, though, didn't matter.
Dimi's been utilized in all 3 of these games. Maybe not as big and effective as he has been in the past, but still effective enough to allow Panthera the win.
And normal starts here, no invade coming out from Soar in this game. It could have been possible, I think.
Look at the difference, though, of Panthera's start compared to what Soar have been doing when they've been playing Order side. Panthera started right on Harpies, Soar started right on Harpies, into blue, and then speed afterwards. This time, Panthera, though, they go speed, blue, straight to dual lane. They want a 2v2 this dual lane.
And actually aggression onto Adapting, but Homiefe getting turned on. This could be trouble for him, but he will get the speed boost.
Great poke from
the
Dimi.
Archers.
The reflection was so good from Dimi there, and the opportunity to go in and get the poke off. Homie is so low now, he's going to be so careful. But luckily enough, he's going to be able to get the fire imps on the right, which will heal him up a little bit, thanks to Bomber's Mask.
The thing about Homiefe, too, on the Snajad is he does have a heal in his kit. Once he stacks up his passive, he's going to be able to pop it up and get a pretty good percentage heal, but that's not going to be until level 3, and it's a little dangerous to do that sometimes. Mid lane, though, Hurriwind, he's been pushing Yammyn back, and this is to be expected.
Really expected. I mean, Zhong versus Raijin early on. There's no way Zhong can actually deal with the clear that can come out, but what it will do is allow them to actually get some sustain.
So I think Adapting was trying to bait, but we're watching Homiefe's screen, so he actually did see the speed buff loop the belt right around him, and he's not going to take it at all.
Well, in the end, Soar going to clear out the mid wave and then push it in. Panthera take the safe route round. They don't want to go into a Najar as well as a Raijin through that gap and get caught out of position. So now it gives an opportunity for Soar to invade the back half. It's a very good play from them, but they are going to get spotted here by Panthera, but Panthera cannot contest and they will be stolen successfully.
And the reason they were able to do that is because the pressure Baskin has. Once again, if Dimi is pressed up, they'd have to worry about the rotation. I love what Soar are doing, playing through him this time. and now they're gonna have a slight golden XP lead, not too massive.
And the funny thing about the Najjar pick as well, very good against Zhong as well, because obviously when Zhong ultimates, all these ghosts flood out of his body, create a big AoE around him and force everybody away. Well, Najjar, he can take him to the sky and make sure that that damage doesn't go in his whole team, take him out of the equation and nullify that ultimate.
The best counter to Zhong is gods with jumps, because he wants to be up in your face. It's going to be very hard for Homiefe, if his ult is down, to escape from the ghost. It's more than likely that Yammyn's just going to be able to train him through, finish him off here. Same with all these other gods, right? If Hurriwind or Jigz, if their ults are down, expect Yammyn to just press forward and run at them.
Pings going down the right-hand side there from Yammyn, actually, on the Zhong, just letting Adaptive know where they were and where they were rotating to, because he was on the right-hand side back harpies, as you saw, stealing those ones away and allowing some pressure. emiltoo and iRaffer in the dual lane there, under pressure as you'd expect with the Geb in the early stages, but it's all good stuff so far.
Panthera trying to farm out to late game. You could see not only the Amaterasu, but the Geb as well. Zhong pretty low pressure in the early game. They picked up the Thor. The Thor's whole point there is to make sure that Soar can't just snowball a lead in the first 5 to 10 minutes off of invades.
Completely agree as well. You can see that, by the way, what Raph has picked up in terms of a relic. He went Shell. It shows that he's not going to be looking for initiations early. He's going to get the blink at level 12 instead when he gets that second relic online, and then look to initiate. And that's where Geb becomes a lot stronger in these team fights. And that's exactly what Panthera are playing to mid-game.
I think Soar are going to have to try and recognize what Panthera's game plan is. Panthera wants to hold out to late game, make sure they can't get there, start forcing fights, start forcing engagements. At the very least, they haven't even attempted to burn any relics right now.
Not so far, and honestly, Adapting just quite happy to sit back on Thor, because Thor, one of the best gods at being able to either engage and be aggressive with, or be a counter-initiator when a team goes aggressive. And talking about that, it might be some counter-initiation now as Soar. We're all rotating to the right side as Dimi and Baskin still fighting. Jigz out of position, Jigz being comboed, flops in place, however, intoxicates in place, and now Yammyn turns up with a ghost, and emiltoo turns up too. 2 kills to the hunter of Panthera, and he was looking for more. What a rotation.
And it might be another rotation here. Baskin in trouble, is going to ult away, trying to escape, but it's a speed buff on Adapting. He's looking to count the options here, and
Baskin
look at that, Baskin runs right back into it.
But there is Najjar as well by Homiefe, and iRaffer realizes he's going to die now. He's trying to buy time and duke out the sash, and that's what he does. There is now Yammyn to try and body block. The slow is on him, and Homiefe is in trouble, has to heal. emiltoo, though, has to respect. Metyankey dukes out, the sun's coming down, unfortunately, but the triple shot, the ricochet was good. Now he jumps in. Metyankey, the best North American Homiefe player I've ever seen, is looking for the kill, and it's Jigz that'll get credit for the kill.
Soar somehow come back and respond. 2 kills to their name after dropping the first 2 in that engagement. Panthera getting incredibly greedy, trying to chase down Baskin, and once again, Baskin showing his worth, juking out everything. Didn't really even have mana to do so.
The only confusing thing I'm very confused about right now is Metyankey was in dual lane for a long time when emiltoo left, right? But when I just looked at the mini-map, there was a minion wave of Panthera's pushing into his tower. Where was he on the map? Because nothing's been taken to the jungle.
I mean, probably just
slow rotation.
Just trying to get over, man. Trying to get over.
It's a long way.
I mean, the second Apollo ulted, he probably just started booking it, and I mean, he doesn't have any boots.
No boots. Okay, I'll give him that as well. I was just very confused by that.
He's like stepping on rocks as he walks through the jungle. It's hurting his feet. It's not the easiest thing.
Well, it's 2-2 in scoreline. First blood went the way of Panthera, but look at that. It's a 1,000 gold lead for Soar right now at the beginning of this game. Bit more of a bloodbath this game, and Dimi under pressure here, forced to ult from Baskin, and he will connect with it, and Dimi will walk away now after clearing the wave as well. And this is all what Dimi's going to do, but in mid lane, a lot of aggression once more. Drums of war sounding, but Yammyn doesn't care. He's tanky, but Geb was in a lot of trouble, and now Soar going off. Double kill for Homiefe, as he did actually take Geb up in the sky and find the kill.
Soar doing exactly what they need to do with this composition and against Panthera's low pressure early game. Now the mid-tier 1 is going to be pressured. I don't think Thor's going to be able to stop it. You can see Dimi's made the rotation, though. 4v1 right now, and Dimi in trouble. The Suns are on top of him. He's going to fall, but Adapting from the sky finds one, looking for the return. Jigz able to jump out, but Hurriwind gets a double.
And emiltoo now rotates in and picks up Jigz, finds the second kill. Hey, Metyankey, my name's emiltoo, and I want the triple. Come here, sunshine. Have you got to leave? Because if you don't, oh, he did. If he didn't, that would have been the biggest turnaround for Panthera. Both teams playing out of their mind right now.
This Apollo right now from emiltoo, but look at this. iRaffer found Metyankey. The ult's going to be good. Purification keeps him alive for now, has the knockup, but not enough damage.
Dimi, with the reflection, will pick up the kill, but Baskin now can look for aggression. Dimi did overextend, but he missed the Lord of the Afterlife, and Baskin low on mana here. iRaffer pops the shell for defense. Dimi pops his ult for defense. Baskin now under pressure on his own. 2v1. Baskin gets turned on. He aggressed, and he paid the price.
Paid the iron price. Panthera now have neutralized that 1,000 gold lead Soar have. It's only 200 separating the teams, and it's just a chase fest right now.
After yesterday, I expected this would be the pace we'd have, but finally, after 2 games of play, both teams are giving it everything they've got in the early stages. They're both trying to get off to a flying start, but the worry for me is how big the carries of Panthera are getting. 4 kills on emiltoo, 2 huge rotations out of this Hunter, and they made such an impact in the game.
I mean, he has a 1K gold lead right over Metyankey as a Hunter. And you know he's going to be able to be in these engagements. It looks like Soar, they don't want to give up the pressure just yet. They know the later this game goes, the harder it will be for them. So taking out the tier 1, we're looking to do so, but Panthera are going to scare him off of it. And I mean, Metyankey, once he gets his items online, he's always going to be in the fight. He has his ultimate. He's not scared to use it.
No, he's not. Metyankey's not playing too bad himself, but emiltoo just seems to turn up at the right time, both times, to turn things around for Panthera. And in the end, you actually saw, you know, in the mid lane, Dimi dies for free relatively. It looked that way until Adaptin dunks in, but Adaptin only got 1 and went 1 for 1 as well. Finally, emiltoo turns up as well. It was a setup for emiltoo.
I mean, it's the double dunks, right? First, Adapting goes in, baits a ton, gets a good amount of damage off, and then emiltoo comes and cleans up. Right-hand side, though, Dimi has continuously been pressured under his tower, but with all the fighting going on, he's been able to neutralize the gold deficit.
Knock up from iRaffer there on Homiefe. Pops the shield just to reduce some of the damage, and Nezha, awkward position for him, but they are going to try and rotate him, wall off the mark from Adapting. Don't say that too often. Double tap, did connect, but Homie's still going to be able to get away thanks to the speed buff, and the ricochet off the mark from Metyankey too. Jigz looking for the belch, not going to find it there on the back, and in the end, both teams going to disengage, and we've got a lot of kills before the 9-minute mark.
Homie is thanking Adapting right there, actually saves his life with the wall. First off the mark on the ultimate, like you said, and then emiltoo can't chase through it. Homie also is able to hold his ult. You can see the rest of Soar was grouped around, though, trying to set something up.
They're trying to pressure the blue buff now of Dimi once more, and Panthera not here to defend right now. Dimi has to surrender it to the Osiris, and with Jigz' rotation, it's going to be free. No focus onto the solo lane coming out from Panthera now. They're okay to lose this blue buff. They've been letting it go most of the game, to be fair.
And double tap from Adapting there right in the middle lane. I love what he does on this Thor. He actually maxes out the hammer. You can see in the bottom left side of your screen, Mjolnir's. And all he does is he just stuns someone, gets the double tap. And he's not trying to kill someone. All he's doing is poking them down. So when the engage finally happens, they're not going to be 100%.
Well, for now, we're going to see the wall come out from Adapting there. Worried about being cut off from the angle there. But Jigz still coming, so he's Homiefe and Adapting. A bit worried there may have been a ward there, so they're going to back up, and the sentry dropped by Soar, so a bit more wall control in the jungle. They're looking to swing around and do the same at the Gold Fury with Hurriwind following behind, but maybe they're just looking to pick iRaffer one more time.
They want to force something. I don't know if they have the timer on this red buff, but Gold Fury is around. Hurriwind just going to rotate back to the mid. And so we're trying to set up and gank just like Panthera do.
They are, but they've got ward coverage here, Panthera. They know the Gold Fury is not being threatened at all there. There's no ward down from Soar to recognize this is going on, so Panthera can just sit back.
Hurriwind has a sentry, though. Hasn't placed it yet.
They're going to go on iRaffer, though. The flop hits, the intoxicate hits, the sash hits, the ultimate hits, but still iRaffer's alive. How many more shots will it take to bring him down? There it is, but Homie just uses his ultimate. Finally, though, Yammyn is now out of mana, and Baskin's going to look for the kill. Changes his mind because Dimi is here. 5 members of Soar grouped up, and they're all pretty healthy at the moment as well.
I think the call was to go aggressive there. Okay, Metyankey. Now I understand why you've got a pretty good Hou-Yi. But they were a little bit worried about emiltoo. They know what happened the first 2 times they tried to dive towers. They tried to extend fights, so they just backed off. emiltoo doesn't ult there, but he easily could have.
But look what they invested. I mean, to be fair, both teams did. Adapting still has his ultimate, but Baskin's ult is up. Homie's down, Hurriwind's down, Jigz is down. Right-hand side, though, Adapting was pressuring a lot onto Raijin. Hurriwind on the runaway from Adapting. Still trying to run him down, but all he's doing is buying time. Panthera get the Gold Furies. Metyankey too late. Metyankey thinking about going aggressive, going to turn towards Adapting, leap over his head, out of mana, and Adapting recognizes it. He goes up. Who's he going to choose? It's Homie. Dunk in, off the mark. Jigz gets the stun. Hammer down, flop on point. emiltoo crashing in one more time. Homie under pressure. Homie forced from emiltoo one more time. Mez on point, disengage. Panthera on the win.
Once again, emiltoo, the star of this game. It seems to switch every single game for Panthera. Who shows up? That's what makes them so dangerous, is every single member on this team can carry. I'd say even iRaffer can't carry. But the other 4, any of them could show up. Adapting and Yammyn, they were playing so well in the first 2 games. And now this time, it's all about emiltoo.
I don't know what you say Raffer can't carry, but I'd say that Yammyn Wills did a very good job.
Okay, the Yammyn can carry. Raffer's Yammyn can carry. I will give him that, but right now, Panthera with that Gold Fury, They've got about a 1K gold lead, and this is going the complete opposite way that Soar had intended. They wanted to get the early lead. They wanted to snowball. They have the aggressive composition, but instead, it's been Panthera's rotation.
It may be that we're looking and say Panthera are winning, but when you look at that, and they're just going to go for you, Panthera. Soar only being 1,000 gold down is not really a bad detriment. Can we just tune in with experience and just see the difference in experience of these two teams? Because when you actually see them down the left, it's not that big of a deal.
I'm assuming it's not going to be too much. You can see about 1 level difference on most players. emiltoo has a lead. Right-hand side, we have aggression, and it looks like Amaterasu's got to be fine, though, adapting, just trying to keep his team okay.
Well, this is more to keep the blue buff control, because they've been losing out a lot this game already to Baskin. And now with the Gold Fury down, Panthera can invest these resources to the right-hand side and make sure they get hold of it.
Oh, Panthera popped Sprint there. They did notice Homie and Baskin in the lane. Baskin pretty low. They wanted to try and get his ultimate or maybe even kill him, but he recognizes it and backs off. Right-hand side, though, he is going to dunk down, quickly hammers away. Good read from Baskin, noticing it's going on, hiding against the wall so he doesn't have vision.
Oh, now 4 members of Soar now on the right-hand side defending blue, but look what's going on in mid lane here. Panthera, and now pushing with 2 members. emiltoo, good look for some free poke on the tower. Metyankey's going to rotate in, find 2 to deal with, but emiltoo's going to be careful, because there is Homiefe on the mark with that ultimate, and the drums have been sounded. The Suns are there too. The Sanctuary, though, from emiltoo's keeping him alive, and now the reinforcements of Panthera are here, but it's not enough. Yammyn falls down. emiltoo could fall too. Ricochet connects, but a good shield from iRaffer keeps him up.
So much invested into killing him, but somehow emiltoo escapes. That soul leader paying dividends. You saw it go off when he was under 25%, just a massive heal bonus. And honestly, a little bit of mistiming from Soar. They are 5 members strong, though, and now they're going to be pressuring this tier 1, but no ultimates available right now.
They also don't have any minions, but there's Homie going in with a sash, and immediately Dimi responds with his ultimate. 3 hits, stuns Homiefe, but he did heal first. Jigz re-engages to dissuade Dimi from carrying on. Now Dimi gets hit by the Ricochet. Thunder Crash from Hurriwind connects. Metyankey gets the kill. emiltoo, though, does now rotate back, gets the mez, but iRaffer still falls. Double kill to Metyankey. This is Hunter's day, as Metyankey's now looking for his triple on emiltoo.
He's got the Ricochet, he finds the stun, the knockup's good. Triple kill coming up for emiltoo, and Metyankey looking phenomenal. The Hunters, it's just back and forth between the two, I think. emiltoo comes up with 6 kills so far. We've got 3 just in that last engagement for Met. They take the tier 1. This is going to be a tier 2 as well, unless somehow Yammyn can hold.
Going to be careful. Forced to Sanctuary there, worried about the Ricochet, but this is more of a bait more than anything, because Adapting is now back. Jigz was there with the flop just in case. Adapting did jump to the hammer there, and in the end the tier 2 tower will stand, but the Hunters are stepping up, and with only 3 items completed each, I just want to point that out. Look how much they're getting involved in this game. Look how much damage they're doing, and how much of an impact they're making for the team.
Normally you see the Hunters near the bottom for most of the game until about the 20-minute mark, but instead, right now, Metyankey, 6,700 damage, right below Baskin. On the other side, emiltoo a little bit lower, but his damage has only been about the ultimates. I mean, he's cleaned up so many kills.
And Metyankey, this guy's whole Yi is insane right now. His Suns have been a little bit off the mark today, but at the same time, those Ricochets, they haven't. They've connected home multiple times. And when they do, even the ones that miss, you can see that the angle he was going for would have hit if there wasn't some sort of small adjustment.
I mean, iRaffer, I don't think the Geb Shield probably saved it to emiltoo. It was close. I think that was the double bounce that would have connected. And he's thanking his lucky stars. And Geb isn't picked up too often because of how much, or the lack of pressure he puts out in lane. But once you can get into team fights, you can really see this god shine. Not only have we seen multi-man cataclysms completely negate Soar's hard engage and hard counter them, but also the Geb shields.
You said at the beginning of this game when we did pick some bans here that Panthera, the longer this game goes, the more comfortable they should feel with their picks here. Although Soar in the lead right now, as this Homiefe blinks in, they want emiltoo. They're trying to bring down the Swede. He's already used his ultimate to disengage. Sanctuary used as well. Suns drops, Adapting in the sky, raining down. Not going to find his mark. emiltoo still alive, and Dimi turns up to clean up Homiefe. Metyankey's on the run, and guess who's turned up? It's Yammyn. I hope you like Yammyn too, because he's going to continue running you down. And there's Dimi to join in the action.
He can't get away. Metyankey should fall here. iRaffer closing the gap, gets the knock up the card as well. Ult's in place, but now Soar, it looks like they've made the rotation. And now Met's going to stay alive. Jigz is here, knocks up 1. Here comes the Tycoon drums. The taunt is good, but the attention is turned quickly. Fears 2 away. Hurriwind recognizing that Panthera was about to turn that.
They've got to be very careful Panthera don't turn around, because they do it multiple times here. Meanwhile, that was going on. Baskin was trying to split push the tier 1 tower on right, and emiltoo ulted all the way over there from base when he respawned respawned to make sure he stopped Baskin finding that pickup for some free gold for the side of Soar.
I mean, somehow stays alive. Dimi is knocked up as he stayed a little bit too late, and Jigz body blocks the dash away. Here comes Yammyn trying to find something, but Met doesn't care. Met finding the autos, gets the knock-up, great purification. Jigz finishes him off with Intoxicate, and this should be a tier 1 from Soar as well.
He's swinging around the back, looking for picks. Jigz is backing, but he's looking for Metyankey. Double tap on the mark. Ricochet, though, was even better. There's the flop onto it, but iRaffer with the shield to save the day once more. Metyankey looking for more damage. Autos to the back of the rolling out Geb, and now he'll turn his attention to the tier 1 tower once more. Homiefe around the back, might go in, changes his mind. They'll take the tier 1. They'll take the tier 1 and right at the same time. Soar is taking control of this game, slowly but surely.
And now Geb, I mean, iRaffer can't defend this right now, and this is such a good job from Soar. I think they've adjusted really well so far into this game. You saw at the beginning they would completely overextend, trying to chase kills, a little bit more respectful. They've noticed how Panthera played this game. Honestly, I think Soar are learning from Panthera the longer this set goes on. Not only when it comes to picks and bans, but how to team fight.
How to team fight, indeed. Now it's 10 to 13. Let's go to the graphs, and you'll see it's 4,000 plus gold lead for Soar here. Experience lead of 5,000. When it stages of this game, it was in Panthera's favor. It's only been 18 minutes, but this is anyone's game still, but definitely in favor of Soar by quite a big margin now.
This is the bloodbath at DreamHack Masters right now. Gold Fury is up. Neither team have really looked at it since the first was taken. It's really been about rotations and finding kills, and everyone just so much global power, right? Not only the Thor, but iRaffer has a pretty strong movement ability as well. emiltoo's been able to come back into fights here, and I think Gold Fury probably going to be looked at here pretty soon. And that neutralizes emiltoo's ults in a lot of situations unless he tries to split push.
But it's a very dangerous situation for Soar and Panthera to go for. Both teams have a lot of control of this Gold Fury area, especially with Yammyn here. But Jigz now on zone duty, and Homiefe coming in to help support the damage. And it looks like Panthera's recognized it. iRaffer trying to roll out and get the immunity. emiltoo going to slow down Jigz. iRaffer going all the way and going to force the reset. Adapting was thinking about going up. Instead, he's going to use the wall. Cataclysm on Jigz. Wall onto Jigz. Flop away from Jigz. Now Adapting goes up. Looks to the sky. Who's he going to focus on?
He's got the read. emiltoo's in the sky too. It's going to be the double dump. Adapting off the mark. And there comes the turnaround. The Bacchus Intoxicate.
Hurriwind came up big to keep his support alive. And iRaffer will get killed by Metyankey. And now it's Panthera in trouble as Homiefe. And the boys of Soar are coming back for it. Yankee off the bank. He's like a pool player on crack. He's now looking for the kill to emiltoo, who jukes him out and manages to find the mez. But still, he's going to go down.
emiltoo actually almost manages to turn it around onto Hurriwind. Somehow jukes it out though, and Soar. Metyankey, just great play from him. The ricochets are so phenomenal. I don't know how many games this is going, but we might see Panthera have to respect
This is going to be game 3. This is going to be game 3. I can see it now. Soar are coming so far back into this one, and they needed to. The North Americans, honestly, this tournament, the North Americans look fantastic, except against Panthera, the world champions. But right now, they're making Panthera bleed, just like Cloud9 did at Worlds.
They can't make mistakes, though. They need to finish strong. They have a massive gold lead coming in at 6,000, 20 minutes in. This is still winnable for Panthera. They have to be careful. We saw Eager throw. They had a pretty good lead, 4,000, I think, at 6 minutes, and they ended up dropping the game. Soar need to remain grouped. They need to keep team fighting as a unit. They need to not get split pushed. That's the biggest problem that they could run into is emiltoo.
But the carries is stepping up of Soar. Homiefe is stepping up. Hurriwind on this Raijin is stepping up, and Metyankey on the Ho-Yi. What more can I say about him? Level 19, 6-1 and 6. It was emiltoo that was on 6 kills. emiltoo still on 6 kills, and Metyankey has now matched him.
And honestly, we saw this versus enemy where if Baskin was the only one going off, we started to see Soar kind of lose. That's what happened in game 1 and 2. But this game, everyone's going off. Much more comfortable coming out from Hurriwind in the mid lane.
Now, the lead is a little bit stronger for Soar this game than game 1, but at this stage of the game, Panthera did go for a Fire Giant and find it in trade for a Phoenix, and that's where the game swung in Panthera's favor. So Soar need to be very careful about what they choose to do next. They have control of this game, yes, but Panthera, we've seen in the SPL regular season as well, that when they get behind, they'll look to split push if they want, if they can, and guess what they've got on the team?
The Apollo. I mean, we just saw it. You could see emiltoo had actually walked up to the tower, and instead of backing, he walked back down the left-hand side. He just wants to cause confusion for Soar. He doesn't want anyone to know where he is, and he wants them to always have to worry. He wants them to always just have their attention over to the left-hand side of the map. Be careful of your towers.
And that red buff also goes the way of emiltoo for the extra damage too. Just to be able to clear Phoenixes even quicker on towers if he can find the opportunity. Obviously, Yammyn, they'd rather give it to him, but Yammyn, a little bit underfarmed right now at 0, 3, and 2. This Zhong pick isn't
Dimi.
working out. Jigz off the mark with the flop, but on purpose, he was trying to cut off the angle with the belch.
Jigz trying to find Dimi there, but a good sprint from Dimi. It's going to allow him to get away. Jigz here has the flop in 5 seconds. iRaffer over the wall does have blink. He's probably going to be looking to counter engage. Instead, backs off. Tier 2 getting pressured. Met should find this.
And this is what I expected. Look at Panthera right now. They don't want to fight. Instead, emiltoo will get tier 1 tower left. Adapting's going to get tier 1 tower right. This is what Panthera do, but normally they don't get caught out of position. Well, that just forced Dimi's ultimate, and now Soar can think about what they want to do next.
Massive win for Soar right now. Honestly, Panthera is playing just how Cloud9 played against them game 1 at Worlds. This is just them adapting to that style of play. When they get behind, just lose. Give up your towers. Give up your towers and trade others.
Look at what Adapting and emiltoo are doing. They're both still hanging around trying to find out what's going on and where people are. They were still trying to get tier 2
make a
towers.
decision. Look at this.
So they got, just so you guys at home know, 500 gold, so 1,500 gold went the way of Soar when they took the tier 2 tower. Well, immediately Panthera answered back with 1,000 gold with those 2 tier 1 towers. But now the Fire Giant is being looked at as both Panthera had to disengage.
Soar have to force something like this. You can see emiltoo on the left-hand side trying to group up, which means Soar are going to have to pull the trigger. Either all in commit onto the Fire Giant or give up their tower. And it looks like they're going to back off, so they should be able to defend this in time.
Back again. emiltoo's back. Tell your tier 2 tower, because that's what he's going to go for right now. He's got minions coming in too, so the backdoor protection's off. Notice how he tanks the whole thing there. He wants the minions with him if he can continue going aggressive, but he's got to be careful about a rotation coming out from Soar. And with that, Panthera actually find a gold lead, well, a gold swing after the tier 2, because they get a tier 2 and 2 tier 1s of their own.
They're still down about 5,000, but they've been kind of at this deficit for about 6 minutes. That's not that bad, honestly, right? As long as the other team isn't extending their gold lead, you're starting to all reach into the 4 items. No one on Soar right now is max build. Obviously, Baskin's getting pretty close, needs 1 more item. But just finally Soar adapted to Panthera's style, and then Panthera, they're just better at it.
Panthera actually changing their style now. They're showing what they do when they're behind, when they're struggling. They go for objectives, but adapting under pressure, force a Berserker Barrage to avoid the knock-up. Good poke damage coming out from Panthera on the disengage there, and they get what they came for once
Soar
more.
have to force something. They keep waffling. They can't, they're not making any decisions. They're letting Panthera run them around the map. You see them grouping up for Fire Giant, losing a tower, they all back, okay? Panthera backs off. Then, once again, Soar group up, try and force something, but the split push comes and Soar don't pull the trigger. They stay passive.
And while they're staying passive around this Fire Giant, now deciding what they want to do, which might be a pick here in the jungle as they're clearing up some wards. emiltoo has now returned back to the left-hand side once more, looking to split push for the Phoenix if he can find it. Fire Giant, though, has finally been started by Soar, and now we're going to have to see Panthera react. They're looking for this one with Jigz actually going for the burp to keep them out.
And now, Jigz here. He is the front line. Homiefe around the corner. It's 2 members to defend. Blinking by iRaffer finds 2, but there's no follow-up, and now iRaffer in a little bit of trouble. And here comes the drums of war. He's taunted out. Should be able to fall, but somehow remains alive.
He's still tanky. Strong. He's still too tanky, but he's rolling for his life. iRaffer's going to try and get away, but Lord of the Afterlife comes out. Adapting in mid lane's trying to cut him off with the wall. Dimi's peeling, but guess what's going on in the left-hand side of this map? The Phoenix is being pressured by emiltoo. He's got a minion wave coming in, and Soar doing exactly what happened with Panthera last game, in game 1, I should say.
iRaffer's still around. No, iRaffer's baiting. He shields himself, and he's just wasting time. Homiefe takes him to the sky. This will be a kill when he lands. The problem right now is the Phoenix that's already gone. emiltoo has ult as well. He can rotate in, and it seems like Panthera are finally going to back off, but I think they're going to trade this.
And look at this, Soar running. Soar having to run off the Fire Giant because Dimi's on the back looking for Baskin. They don't realize it yet. Homiefe going in on Yammyn, but Yammyn's there with the purification. The ghosts are unleashed. emiltoo 1 kill. Metyankey 1 for himself. Jigz falls to emiltoo for a double, and now Metyankey's on the run from emiltoo as well. The Hunters are looking for triples on each other. Dimi picks him up, and now the world champions are going back as Soar once more.
3. stunned out as Hurriwind. There goes the shot. emiltoo on a killing spree. He's returned it. One more left alive. It's a deicide for Panthera. They were behind all game, but they fought back into it. They're up 2-0 right now. They need this one to close out the set.
There's a reason why these guys are the world champions, and they're showing it right now. They were up against it in this game. They were very far behind, but they changed their style. They play every game like a chess match, time and time again. One strategy doesn't work, let's switch it up. We're not scared of sacrificing pieces. We're not scared of overextending, because in the long game, it's all about the long game, and that's taking the title.
Look at this. They're waiting for Yammyn to spawn as well. All 5 members have Fire Giant on them. Somehow, Panthera, they are so incredible. This game, they were down about 5,000. You just saw the graphs on your screen. Dead even.
No, but it's not even, because there's a Phoenix down on the side of Soar.
Also Fire Giant.
And there's a Fire Giant on 5 members. And guess what? The Gold Fury is also available for Panthera to take now.
This is just outplayed, right? Look at the top player damage. emiltoo's the highest on Panthera at 13,000. 17K onto Baskin, 19,000 onto Metyankey. Metyankey has turned up so well, but the problem is, this is just intelligence from Panthera that Soar can't match.
But Soar have learned so much during these sets. They've come so far as well during this, and they keep finding some answers to what Panthera have thrown at them. This latest question, though, that they've been asked, they're having trouble with it. They can't seem to decide what to do, and that stalling and thinking about what's going on is now causing them to lose this game slowly but surely.
The shot calls from Panthera just not matched right now. And now, 2 towers remain, 2 Phoenixes as well. 1 in the mid, 1 in the right-hand side. So Panthera gonna start your group up. They do still need to be a little bit wary. Soar have so much damage. You can see Hurriwind, he's got his Book of Thoth almost fully stacked up, has Obsidian Shard as well, looking for a little bit more gold because he has his Tahuti. But Hurriwind's got to be the key for Soar. He needs to get that Tahuti online. He needs to put out a ton of damage.
Yankee onto iRaffer hits, flop from Jigz hits too, but there's no further follow-up than that. They both walk away, but no, that Lion adapting goes in. Yankee forced to leap away. Yammyn in the back with the Ghost raining down. Drums of war sounded by Hurriwind, and he will find a kill on Yammyn. The members of Soar are fighting back against Panthera. The team fight from Soar is just so good.
And now Dimi, he's isolated as well. There comes the Thunder Crash. The Mez is good. 1 more hit from Hurriwind, and that's going to secure it. Homiefe fights back. 3 fall for Panthera. All 5 members of Soar hold.
That was against a Fire Giant team on even terms across the map as well. Panthera, they go deep. It was adapted and engaged. Dimi followed in, as did Yammyn, and guess what happened?
For me, it was Hurriwind, right? He goes to the back line. He recognizes that adapting's coming down on top of him. He just presses his ult. He gets a 2-man taunt because Panthera, they were trying to force the fight. They were trying to dive in, but they were all grouped up. And after that, just great target prioritization.
Oh, Jigz overextended just a little bit there.
Oh, Homie missed his ult too.
But Hurriwind goes and he gets Terror Aggro. Hurry got Terror Aggro and he will fall down. In the skies, adapting now. And Soar overextended. The dunk from adapting gets a double kill. And Baskin is going to fall too. Is it going to be a triple or will it go to emiltoo?
He steals it away. Rampage for emiltoo. 11 kills for the Hunter. 3 deaths, and he's going to come landing back down.
That was a 2v4, right?
It was a 2v something.
2v4, I'm pretty
emiltoo
sure.
was late to the fight.
Oh,
it was Dimi and adapting.
So Metyankey got out, Jigz, Hurriwind, and Baskin all died there. 3 members died, so it's a 2v3 minimum in that. But now Panthera, with this advantage, can look for the middle Phoenix. 4 members of Soar are dead for at least another 15 seconds. Then they swing to the left-hand side, and the Phoenix is weakened there too. They will take this down. Where is adapting going? Where are Panthera going? Are they going to end it right now? Metyankey's trying to say no, but he's going to deal with 4 of them. The Titan falls. Panthera win again. The world champions, and now they are DreamHack Masters champions too. Fantastic performance from these guys. What a great play, what a great tournament for them, and now look at them celebrating on stage there.
Really well played from them across the board, just domination. 2 games incredibly close there in the final, Game 1 and Game 3. Soar, they started off strong, but the problem is they just, after they finally adjusted, Panthera just readjusted. That game was so reminiscent to me from Cloud9 and Panthera at Worlds last year. When Game 1, Cloud9 got triple killed. They got quadra killed in the dual lane at 3 minutes. They lost to Gold Fury that early, and then they just split the map. It was Apollo and Giannis. This time it was Apollo and Thor, and just so well played.
Now that Soar team as well, though, full credit to them as you see the team shaking hands and congratulating each other on a fantastic game between the two of them. Soar played very, very well this tournament, and not many of these members have actually been to a LAN before. To do that well against Panthera, even though it was a 3-0, it wasn't as clean as most people at home would have thought.
And GG's to everyone. You could see them shaking hands away. And I mean, full credit to Soar as well. This is a team that is kind of very similar to Panthera. At the beginning of the split, they were a bunch of members outside of Baskin who had been subs on teams. They had been considered the worst players on their teams. They had been coaches looking at Hurriwind, and they all kind of learned from their different squads. They were just a bunch of friends. They came together, and they still made it to the finals of DreamHack Masters. They're still the North American champions.
Their team fights are so, so strong.
They're
Soar
great.
is one of the best team fighting teams in North America right now, and it showed against Panthera because they really put Panthera under the gun.
This is probably the best thing that could have happened to them, just coming here and facing off against Panthera. They still have another 6 months before Worlds. Just so you guys know, if in case you forgot, Worlds tickets are on sale. Be sure to check that out. SmiteGame.com, you'll be able to find some information out there and look at them lift the trophy.
And we should be heading over to them very, very soon. Once they've had a little bit of a celebration with F. to introduce things. F. my friend, take it away.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hindu Man. I have the pleasure of standing next to the world champions and now the spring split champions as well. It's Panthera. You guys look fantastic. They're chattering among themselves. They don't even want to deal with this, but I'm going to make you. Mr. iRaffer, you and your team have done fantastic. You won the game, obviously, all three. Give me a little bit of insight into how you guys are feeling right now.
I'm really surprised at emiltoo. He's a beast. Like, he legit, if he's not MVP at this tournament for that game 3, then I'm quitting.
emiltoo definitely turned up, and one of the things that the commentators were saying is that each one of you guys has the potential to just come out and carry a game at some points. How important is that for your team, knowing that everybody has that potential?
That's how the team started. Like, every single player was a star in their role, so I picked them up and we gelled perfectly. I'm sure everyone's heard that 1,000 times, but here they are, and they deserve every single bit of credit they get.
Coming into game number 3, you guys were still doing fantastically, but Soar kind of woke up a little bit and gave you a little bit of run for your money. What was the feeling when Soar started to take the lead and things kind of turned?
The moment it started turning, it was my fault. It was when we got 2 kills to the right side. I guess I was feeling myself too much. We went aggressive and we paid the price, and emiltoo luckily bailed us out.
Yeah, you guys quickly were able to turn that around. What point really did you know that you were going to be taking home the trophy?
When Emil got that triple kill, I think it was. I don't think it was a triple kill, but he should have had a pentakill, how well he played.
So that's going to be the end of Smite Masters. You guys had a fantastic trip all throughout the bracket. You guys looked unstoppable. What was your favorite moment here about DreamHack, about everything that Smite Masters had to offer, iRaffer?
Just everything. The fans, you guys, the hotel, everything was awesome. I loved it here. It's been a pleasure.
Awesome, fantastic. You're heading into the fall split. You're obviously the #1 seed right now. You're the #1 in the world, guys. What's your feeling going on and final thoughts as we finish things up?
I just got to give credit. They really surprised me today in how much of a fight they put up. It sucks they didn't take a game off us, that undefeated EU boys.
So there is iRaffer from the horse's mouth letting you guys know that they are undefeated. Panthera did absolutely fantastic, and everyone else did fantastic as well. Glad to have each and every single one of you here live in Sweden or watching across the world at home. We'll be back this fall with another split and some more Smite. So one more time from everybody on hi-rez, all of the teams involved, every single person out there, and of course Becky's, have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you in the future.